Okay ji, in continuation of the previous part of this lecture, here we will discuss the design of the irrigation canal based on the Kennedy theory. Okay, so Kennedy was an executive engineer in Punjab in 1895. Okay, and he conducted the practical research in one of the oldest irrigation canal in Punjab, and he derived some and he comes up with some equation about the which is used in the design of the irrigation canals. Okay, see, design is just a simple thing. There is no something difficult in it. Just we have to know about, as we have discussed the cross section of the irrigation canal in the first part. So see, here we have some parameters, that what will be the side slope, okay, and what is the width of the bed, okay, and also we have to know about the depth of the water in the channel, okay, and what will be the slope, what will be the grade of the alignment of the channel. Okay, so just to know about, just to define the bed width, the depth of the water, the slope of the alignment, and just to select the side slope. Okay, so we will come with the design. Okay, and all these parameters will related to the velocity of the flow. Clear? So remember, the Kennedy theory just studied that if we properly manage these parameters, so we will get such type of mean velocity or average velocity which will be equal to the critical velocity. Okay, and see, let's discuss that. Basically in the irrigation canal we have majorly two problems. One is the scouring and second one is the silting. Okay, so see, for example, again these two parameters are related, these two problems are related with the velocity. And remember, here in the designing, actually we are dealing to determine, to select such parameter which are efficient and economical, having no negative impacts. Okay, so see, there are two negative impacts which are occurring in the design of the irrigation canal. One is the scouring and second one is the silting. Okay, so if you design such type of irrigation canal which have no scouring and no silting, so it will be considered as one of the best design. Okay, so see, what is scouring and what is silting? For example, if the flow velocity is too much high, okay, or if the alignment slope is steep, clear, then the particle from the sides of the canal and the particle from the bank from the bottom of the canal, that particle will be detached and that will be eroded by the flowing water. Okay, so if that particle is detached from the cross section, so you can see that the cross section will become irregular and it will become void. Okay, mean the cross section will become void. So when the cross section become void, then you can see that the full supply level will go down. Okay, and the full supply level will be decreased. So then you will be unable to divert the water into agricultural area by means of gravity. Okay, so that is the main problem, that if the cross section of an irrigation canal is eroded, okay, then it will become void and the full supply level will be go down. Clear? Second one, the problem is the silting. Now see, for example, again, if the velocity is too much low, okay, or the slope is we can say that not too much steep, or it is mild slope, very mild slope, then you can see that the particle which is present in the irrigation water, it will be deposited or it will be settled down. And when the particles or when the sediments settle down, then you can see that the channel cross section area will be decreased and the canal capacity will be affected. Okay, remember, the rate at which the water is transported by a canal is called the discharge. Okay, mean the rate at which the water is transported by a canal, that is called the discharge. Now the maximum discharge that any canal can transport is called the canal capacity. Okay, so when the deposition of the sediments occur, then the canal capacity will be affected. Okay, and if when scouring occur, then we can say that the section will be become void and the full supply level will go down. Okay, so see, silting reduce the discharge capacity of the canal by reducing its section, while scouring widening the section using the full supply level lower. Okay, so these two are the major problem. Now when you come up with such dimensions, mean such width of the bed and depth of the water and with slope of the alignment, so that the velocity is such that to avoid these two problems, the scoring and the silting problem. Clear? Now see, to avoid this problem, stable canal. Now the canal which are not scoring and not silting, that canals will be called the stable canal, okay, which can neither score nor silt, should be designed. So there are basically two theories are developed for the design of the stable canal. One is the Kennedy theory, okay, and second one is the Lacey theory. So first we will discuss here in this lecture, we will discuss the Kennedy theory. Now to avoid the two problems, we have to design such dimensions of the irrigation canal so that the velocity may be sufficient to not erode the cross section and not allow the sediments to deposit in the canals. Okay, so see, now one thing, again the erosion is depend on the velocity, clear, and we can say that the slope of the channel. And secondly, to avoid the sedimentation or the deposition of the silt particle, we have to keep that sediments in suspension in water. Now how that particle will be kept in suspension? Again, that will be kept in suspension by vertical component of the eddies. Okay, what is eddies? See, when the water is flowing, okay, so the friction between the flowing water against the bed of the canal, okay, the friction of flowing water against the bed of the canal, their eddies are generated. Now the vertical component of that eddies are keeping the suspended particle in suspension. Okay, mean that vertical component not allowing the particle to settle down. Now we will have sufficient velocity of the flow water so that sufficient eddies are generated to keep the sediments in suspension. Okay, so then the particle will be not deposited, and also velocity will be such that so that the cross section may not be eroded. Okay, so then we will say that the cross section which you have designed, it is a stable cross section. Okay, and the dimension at that time will be the best suitable designed parameters. Clear? So that was the Kennedy theory. It was based that the sufficient vertical eddies will be generated to keep the suspended particle in suspension. Okay, mean to not allow that particle into deposition, and also the velocity will be such that to avoid the erosion problem. Okay, so that was the main statement of the Kennedy theory. Clear? Now see, there are again all the parameters, yeah, both the conditions are depend on what? On velocity. Now see, velocity is depend on the dimension of the cross section, the bed width, the depth of the water, the slope of the alignment, okay, the roughness coefficient. Clear? So these are the designing parameter. We will have to play with these things so that to get such type of velocity which are not erodable and none we can say that to avoid the silting. Okay, so such velocity will be selected. Now see, and that velocity at which there is no erosion, remember, such velocity at which there is no erosion and no silting, then that velocity is called the critical velocity. Okay, that was defined by the Kennedy. Okay, that the velocity at which the silting and erosion problem is avoided, mean when the velocity of flow is such that there is no silting or scouring action in the bed, then that velocity will be called the critical velocity. So see, now we have to design such cross section at which the average mean velocity of the canal become equal to the critical velocity. Remember, Kennedy just defined the critical velocity. Okay, he just derived an equation or just found out an empirical equation of the critical velocity. Now we have to play with these parameters to come up with such mean velocity which will be equal to the critical velocity. So then we will say that the design is stable. Clear? Now for that purposes we have a term which is called the critical velocity ratio. That is the ratio of the mean velocity divided by the critical velocity. Okay, so now see, when m is equal to 1, so it means that the actual velocity is equal to critical velocity, so the canal will be stable canal. Yeah, the design will be will be best one. Okay, mean there will be no scouring and no silting. Clear? And remember, when m is greater than 1, so it's mean that the actual velocity is greater than the critical velocity. So when the actual velocity is greater than the critical velocity, so erosion will be occur. And when m is less than 1, remember, then the actual velocity will be less than the critical velocity. So it means that the sediments will be deposited. So we will have to design such type of irrigation canal at which the critical velocity ratio is 1. So at that time the actual velocity will be V0 and the silting and scouring will be avoided. Okay, and if these two problems are avoided, then that design will be a best design. Clear? So Kennedy just defined the critical velocity, that critical velocity is equal to this one, 0.55 d to the power 0.64. Okay, and that critical velocity, this velocity is keeping the channels free from silting and scouring. Okay, so when you come up with your average and mean velocity which is equal to this one, and remember that actual velocity, see, I hope you will have studied that in the hydraulics hydraulic course, that the actual velocity can be determined by Manning equation or by Chazy equation or by, we can say that, by Cutter's equation. Okay, and remember all these equations are the function of the bed width, the depth, slope and roughness coefficient. These four are the variables. So you will have to select such values of these parameters to get the actual value equivalent to the critical velocity. So then the channel will be free from silting and scouring. Clear? So that was the general equation derived by the Kennedy, been determined through research. And remember, this equation was developed on the basis of observation in one canal only, remember, and that canal was the Upper Bari Doab Canal system, one of the oldest irrigation canal in the world, which is located in the Punjab, currently in Pakistan. Okay, so he did this research in 1895. Now see, to generalize this equation for any types of channels, okay, mean see, in this equation we have the C and N, so its values can be taken from here. Clear? Okay, now for other channels, mean to generalize the equation, the Kennedy introduced that term, the critical velocity ratio. Okay, that the critical velocity will be equal to 0.55 m d to the power 0.64. Clear? So that will be the critical velocity. Now we have just sample two-step procedure for the best design. We will have to determine the actual velocity by Chazy formula, and we will have to determine the velocity by this Kennedy critical velocity equation. So when the two velocity become equal, so their dimensions will be considered as the designing dimension. That will be considered are the designing parameters. Okay, see, m is the critical velocity ratio, the actual velocity divided by V0. And for these types of the soil, for example, for coarse sand, the critical velocity ratio will be this one. For fine sand, if the critical, mean the canal which you are constructing in the so for the topography, if the topography have fine sand, then when the critical velocity ratio is this one, then we can say that the canal is stable one. Okay, and when the critical velocity is this one, then we will say that the canal is stable one. But see, generally we can say that for any channel, okay, that is this one is the general range. If the critical velocity ratio is from 0.9 to 1.1, we will accept that the channel is non-scouring and non-silting. Okay, it will be considered as a stable channel. Clear? So remember, just this one equation will be used, the critical velocity equation, and we will use the Cutter's equations to determine the actual velocity. And once the two velocities become equal, so the dimension, see here we have R, and R is a function of what? B and D and side slope. Okay, and also there is S. So see, we will have to play with these parameters to select such type of actual velocity which is equal to the critical velocity. So then their dimensions will be our required dimensions. Okay, so see, the Cutter's equation are just derived from the Chazy equation, where the C value was determined by the Cutter's. Okay, and n is the roughness coefficient, okay, r is the hydraulic mean radius, okay. So then also we will use, so these the continuity equation will be used, Chezy equation will be used, and this critical velocity equation by the Kennedy, that will be used for the designing purposes. Clear? Okay, also one thing more, that when the sediments are not depositing, so then that sediments will be carried out by the canal. Okay, so the sediments, the silt carrying capacity of a canal will be determined by this equation. Okay, that is the silt carrying capacity. K is a constant, B is the bed width, and V naught is the critical velocity. Mean at critical velocity there will be no sedimentation. Okay, mean the sediments will be carried out by the flowing water. So what will be that capacity of the flowing water to carry out, how much sediments will be carried out by the flowing water. Okay, so Q is the total quantity of silt transported, that is a constant whose values was not determined by Kennedy, but later on different researchers have worked on it. Okay, B is the bed width, and V naught is the critical velocity. Okay, now see, we have three different cases of the Kennedy's theory. That, for example, the discharge is given, see, that will be our requirement, and we can also call it the gross irrigation requirement. Okay, that how much water you have to divert from a source, from a reservoir or from a river. So that will be our we can say that the canal will be designed for such capacity. Okay, that how much is your demand, how much is your requirement. So that is the amount of water for which we are going to design a canal. Okay, N is the roughness coefficient. So again, the area where you are constructing your canal, so you must have to know about its characteristics, that what are the type of the soil, what is the type of the soil, so based on which you can select the N value if you are constructing unlined canal, remember. And if you are constructing lined canal, so then again you will have to know about the lining material, that either the canal will be lined from concrete or from brick or from clay. So what will be the roughness coefficient? Okay, so that will be also given. Okay, M is the critical velocity ratio. Okay, so its value will be given, or if it is not given, so then we will just consider it from 0.1 to 1.1. Mean we will come up with the actual velocity ratio and the critical velocity ratio. If it comes in the range of this one, then we will say that okay, our dimension is clear. Okay, S is the slope, mean which you are providing into the alignment. Okay, we are constructing, we are providing a regular slope or a regular grade into the alignment of the irrigation canal. Clear? Now what is the requirement? Okay, so we have to define the bed width and the depth of the water. Now these two will be the designing parameters, and also the side slope. So the side slope can be selected, can be assumed, as we have discussed in the first part during the discussion of the different parameters of the cross section in the side slope. Okay, the side slopes can be selected from the recommended values if you know about the condition of the soil. Okay, so only we have to design the bed width and the depth of the water. Clear? So now see, step by step procedure. Assumed a trial value of depth in meter. Okay, now see, we know the critical velocity ratio, the critical velocity by Kennedy theory. Okay, so just assume the D value, M is given, put that depth value here, so you will get a critical velocity. Okay, that at this much depth you will have this much critical velocity. Okay, now calculate the area, as the discharge is given, critical velocity we have determined. So for such critical velocity, how much cross section will be required? Okay, so we will get the cross sectional area. Now see, we know that also the cross sectional area is equal to BD plus ZD square. Mean area is a function of bed width, bed depth, and side slope. Remember, here in this lecture we are only using the trapezoidal formulas, the area, the parameter, the hydraulic mean depth. You can use the formulas of other section like circular or rectangular or triangular. Okay, but remember again that cross section area, that weighted parameter, that hydraulic mean depth, all of these are the function of bottom width, depth of water, and side slope. Clear? Okay, so once you get the area, now here you can see that the z can be assumed. Now a is a function of bd, so we have calculated a, d is assumed, so we will get what? We will get b. Clear? So once you get the value of b, then we can determine the weighted parameter. Again, see, weighted parameter is a function of b and d. Clear? And also we can then determine the hydraulic mean depth. Okay, so once we get the hydraulic mean depth, then the mean velocity will be determined from Cotter's equation or from Chezy equation. So that will be our actual velocity. Now this value will be compared with the calculated critical velocity. When these two values become, when you get these two values equal, then we can say that the depth which you have assumed, that is the correct one. Okay, and if these two values are different, then you will have to repeat the calculation. Either the assumed depth will be increased or decreased. Okay, so just we have only 5-6 steps. See, again, if the Q, N, M and S are given, okay, so just assume the depth value, okay, calculate the critical velocity. From critical velocity, calculate the area. Discharge is given, and from velocity calculate the area. Once you get the area, then determine the value of b. Okay, once you get the value of b, then determine the parameter and the hydraulic mean depth. Okay, so from the hydraulic mean depth value and slope is given, n is given, you can calculate the actual velocity. So if the actual velocity is equal to the critical velocity, then the assumed depth and the calculated bed width, these are the required designing dimensions. And if this velocity is different than the critical velocity, then you have to change that assumed value of depth. Either you have to increase that or you have to decrease that. Clear? Let's have a numerical problem. So design an irrigation channel with the following data by Kennedy method. Okay, given that discharge is given, that is your requirement, you have to supply this much amount of water, the alignment slope will be this one, the roughness coefficient is this one, and critical velocity ratio you have to keep it 1. Remember, if 1 is not given, then you have just to go through with your procedure and you have to get the actual velocity and the critical velocity. So the ratio of these two velocity will be then if it is in the range of 0.9 to 1.1, then we will say that the assumed dimensions are okay. And if this value is given, then you must have to go to for the selection of such dimension to get the critical velocity ratio 1. Clear? So what was the step? Assume the depth. Okay, so just by head and trial method, again, if I told you, so if the discharge is, for example, from 0 to 50 cumex, if the discharge is from 0 to 50 cumex, then you can select the depth from 1 to 3 meter. Okay, and if the discharge is from, for example, from 50 to 150 cumex, okay, then you can select the depth from 2 to 5 meter. Okay, but these are just based on the these are not just the recommendations. Okay, but that is just a suggestions. Clear? So let's assume the depth 2.3 meter. Now see, by the Kennedy theory, we have also m, but m is equal to 1, so you will get the critical velocity ratio. Okay, that if the depth of water is 2.3 meter, then the critical velocity will be this one. Okay, so that the salting and scouring maybe avoided. Okay, now the discharge is given, we get the critical velocity ratio, so we can determine the cross-sectional area. Okay, so that will be the cross-sectional area. Now see, once also we can assume the z value for the given soil, as we have the standard or the recommended values are available for different environment, for different soil conditions, for different stability of the canal. Okay, so now we know that area is equal to bd plus zd square. Here area is a function of bd, so we have assumed the value of d, a is calculated, so we will get what? B. Okay, so now once you get the value of b and d, so we can calculate the weighted parameter. Clear? So also we can calculate the hydraulic mean depth, which is the ratio of the cross section area divided by the wetted parameter. Okay, so once you get these things, now we have the Cotter's equation. Again, the velocity here is a function of hydraulic mean depth, slope, and n, and hydraulic mean depth is a function of BD. So we can say that as a whole, the velocity is a function of bed width, depth of water, slope, and roughness coefficient. Clear? So here we come up with the actual velocity. Okay, now determine the ratio, the critical velocity ratio. So see, the critical velocity ratio is 1.06, and it was given that the critical velocity ratio is 1. So see, our assumed depth is not correct. We have to repeat the calculation. Okay, one thing more, see, the critical velocity ratio is greater than 1. So we can say that actual velocity is greater than the critical velocity ratio. The critical velocity. Okay, mean the actual velocity is greater than the critical velocity. So what will be the problem if the actual velocity is greater than the critical? As we have discussed, erosion will be caused. Okay, now we have to reduce this actual velocity. So if we have to reduce this actual velocity, we have to increase the depth. Okay, so again we have to do second trial. So see, again there is just a recommendation that find out that how much percentage is the we can say that the critical velocity ratio is more than the given value. So we have the critical velocity ratio 1.06 and the given was 1, so we can say that there is 6% difference. Okay, now we have to increase the depth. So how much depth will be increased? So just increase the depth by double of this percentage. Okay, so 12% depth will be increased from the previous assumption. So previously we have assumed 2.3 plus 12% of this value. Okay, so we have increased the assumed depth to 2.576 meter. Okay, again repeat the calculation, mean just calculate the critical velocity, that is 1.01 meter per second. Now calculate the area, as we know the discharge and the critical velocity, so we get 49.5 square meter. Now when you know the area and the depth, so we can calculate the bed width, 17.93 meter. Clear? Now once we know the bed width, the depth, and the side slope, we can calculate the parameter and the hydraulic mean depth. Okay, so also we can get the velocity, the actual velocity, which is 1.03. now the critical velocity ratio, that is 1.01. so it means that it is approximately equal to 1. So we can say that the assumed depth 2.576 and the calculated bed width 17.93, these two are the required designing parameters. Okay, so that will be the results. Clear? It's just simple. We have just used the Chazy formula and the critical formula by the Kennedy. Okay, again we have another problem. For example, the discharge is 35 cubic, slope is this one, n is this one, and side slope, now see, side slope is given. Okay, Z ratio 1. If it is given, then okay, either you can take it from the standard and recommended tabulated values. Now here you can see that M is not given. Clear? So we will have go through the procedure, and once we come up with the ratio in between 0.9 to 1.1, we will say that the dimensions are okay. Clear? And when the M value is given, then you will have to exactly go for that value. Remember, now assume the depth value. Okay, first step, suppose we have assumed 2 meter, determine the critical velocity. Okay, determine the we can say that the area. Clear? Because discharge is given, critical velocity is calculated. Calculate the bed width, okay, from the area equation, which will be 18.418 meter. Also we can calculate the hydraulic mean depth. Okay, first calculate the wetted parameter and the hydraulic mean depth. Clear? So once we get these parameters, then we can calculate the actual velocity. Okay, yeah, the mean velocity by Chazy equation. Just calculate C by Cotter's formula and put that value here in Chazy equation, or we have calculated slope is given, so we will get the actual velocity. Now the critical velocity ratio, okay, that is 0.95. so it is in between 0.9 and 1.1. so it means that the depth which we have assumed 2 meter, it is okay. okay, and the assumed bed width 2 meter and the width which we have calculated 18.418 or 18.42 meter, that will be the required design parameter. Clear? Okay, now another case. See, Q is given, N is given, M is given, mean how much water you have to supply, what will be the cross-sectional condition, either lined or unlined, yeah, what will be the roughness coefficient, the critical velocity ratio. Now the BD ratio is given, that exactly we have to come up with the bed width and the depth ratio with some specific value, for example X. Clear? Now what is the requirement? We have to exactly define the bed width and the depth of the water to get this ratio. Clear? And also we have to define the slope. Yeah, we have to practically find out the slope, because slope is also the major factor which is affecting the actual velocity. Okay, so now these three will be our requirement. Now see, first, if we know, for example, BD is equal to X, this ratio is given, the ratio of the bed width to the depth of water. So we can calculate B in term of D, okay, just by cross multiplying, okay, that B will be equal to, so we can say that B is in term of D. Now we have one equation and two unknown, we cannot solve it. Clear? Now see, we know that area is equal to this one. Again, area is a function of width and depth. Z will be assumed, okay, from the standard recommended values. So see, B is given in term of D, so just put this value here, so you will get area in term of D. Now see, only one variable is coming in each equation, and that is depth. Clear? Also the critical velocity, we know that the critical velocity is equal to this one. So see, M is given but depth is not given, so we will get the critical velocity in term of D. Okay, now we know the continuity equation, okay, that Q is equal to AV. Okay, now see, discharge is given, okay, that is its numerical value is given, and we have calculated area in term of D, and we have calculated critical velocity in term of D. So see, the whole equation will be given in term of D. So we will have one equation and one parameter. So we will get what? We will get the exact value of the depth of water. Clear? So once we get the exact value of depth of water, then see, put that value here in the ratio. So you will get the exact value of the bed width, and also once the bed width and the depth is determined, then we can find out the hydraulic radius, hydraulic mean depth. Okay, and also the parameter. So then we can also calculate the velocity, mean again determine the critical velocity, because that was in term of D, and determine the slope. Okay, see, now in this condition, this velocity will be your actual velocity. Okay, so by putting that in the exactly this equation, you will get the we can say that the slope. Okay, see, Q is given, N is given, M is given, BD ratio is given. Okay, so just calculate the area and B and velocity in term of D. Okay, now we know that the continuity equation, if area and V is in term of D and Q is given, so here we will have one equation and one unknown, that is the depth. So we will get the depth. So once you get the depth, so back calculate the critical velocity, the width and the area, the weighted parameter, and the hydraulic mean depth. Okay, so see, now that critical velocity will be your actual velocity, because we have to come up with the ratio, we can say that 1. We have to get the actual velocity and the critical velocity ratio must be 1. Okay, so here that velocity will be taken as an actual velocity. The rest of the values are given. We will just come out with the value of the slope of the alignment. Clear? See, for example, we have to design an irrigation canal by Kennedy theory. The discharge is 56.63 cubic. Okay, the N value is this one, M is this one, BD ratio is this one. Now exactly we have to define the value of bed width, the depth of the water, and we have to determine the alignment slope. These are the requirements. Clear? So see, BD ratio is 11.3, so we will get B is equal to 11.3D. Mean B, we get B in term of D. Okay, and also we know that A is a function of width and depth. Okay, the slope is assumed. So see, just put 11.3D in place of B, so we will get 11.8D square. Again, we get area in term of depth. Clear? See, we have two equation and three unknowns. This cannot be solved. See the critical velocity. Again, that come out in term of D. See, okay. Now V naught is in term of D, area is in term of D, and we know the continuity equation discharge is given. Just put the area and velocity. So we have only one variable. So see, the depth is 2.25 meter. That is the exact depth. Clear? Now back put this value in the in this equation. Okay, here, so you will get the width is 25.43 meter. Clear? Again, put this 2.25 meter value here, so you will get the area. Okay, also put that value is in the parameter and hydraulic mean radius per molars, so you will get these values. Now see, now that is the also put this 2.25 value in the critical per molars here. Okay, so you will get the critical velocity. Now this critical velocity will be taken as an actual velocity. Okay, if this critical velocity is taken as an actual velocity, so what will be the ratio between the actual and critical? That will be 1. We can say that the canal will be stable. Okay, so now we have to get this velocity at a specific slope. Okay, so R is given, N is given, velocity will be taken as that critical velocity. So the slope which occur at this velocity, that will be the required slope of the stable canal. Okay, so see, just put that values, so you will get the slope 1 in 5720. So see, the results are width is 25.43 meter, depth is 2.25 meter, and the slope is this one. Okay, so it means that when you design a canal at a slope of this one, having depth and width values, these which we have determined, then it will carry safely the given discharge in a stable condition. Mean there will be no scouring and there will be no silting. Clear? Okay, third case. See, here the slope is given. Okay, sometimes these values are given, that what will be the uniform grade or uniform slope provided to the alignment of the canal. Okay, N is given, the roughness coefficient which we have discussed, the critical velocity ratio is given, the BD ratio is given. Now the requirement is we have to exactly find out the bed width, we have to exactly find out the depth of the water, and also we have to calculate the discharge. Yeah, we have to calculate the discharge capacity of the canal. That at this much dimensions, okay, at this width and this depth and these given dimensions, how much water will be conveyed by the given canal. Okay, so now these three are the required parameter or required design parameter. So again, from the BD ratio, just calculate B in term of D. Okay, and determine area, parameter, hydraulic mean, depth in term of D. See, mean all of these three are the function of B and D. So if B is given in term of D, so you will get all these parameter in term of D. Also we can calculate the critical velocity in term of D. Okay, so see, now we will have the cheesy equation that V is equal to that formula. So now see, the velocity is also in term of D. Okay, the right hand side of this velocity is a function of what? R, S and N. So N and S is given, N and S is given, and R is the hydraulic mean depth. Again, that is the function of B and D. So R will be given in term of D. So you can see that here the velocity is also in term of D, right hand side is also in term of D. So we will have a single equation having only one unknown. Okay, so we will get the value of D. So once we get that value, so then back calculate the bed width, the area and the critical velocity. Okay, and then using the continuity equation, using the continuity equation. Once you have the area and the velocity, so you will get the discharge. Clear? See a problem again. The bed depth ratio is given, slope is given, roughness coefficient is given, critical velocity ratio is given. Okay, so just calculate B in term of D from the ratio that is given. Okay, assume the slope, also calculate the critical velocity. See, critical velocity is equal to 0.55 md power 0.6d64. So m is given, so just you will get the velocity in term of D. Clear? Also the hydraulic mean depth is equal to area divided by parameter. So here we will have again two variable B and D. So B is given in term of D, so just put it here, so you will get the hydraulic mean depth in term of D. Okay, now see, that is hydraulic mean depth. We have 1, 2, 3 equation, and we have 4 unknowns, which is width, depth, velocity, and hydraulic mean radius. 3 equation, 4 unknown, so this cannot be solved. Now see, we have the Chazy formula. The velocity is equal to this one. Okay, so when you are designing, so that actual velocity must be equal to what? The critical velocity, so that to get the critical velocity ratio equal to 1. Okay, so just put here in place of this actual velocity, just put here that critical velocity. Okay, and see in the right side, n is given, s is given, and we have r in term of D. So just put the r value here and the velocity value here. So we will have one equation in term of one variable, which is D. Okay, so we get the value of D, that is 2.1 meter. Clear? Now just put here the 2.1 meter here, so you will get the width. Put that 2.1 here, so you will get the critical velocity. Also you will get the area once you get the value of B and D. Okay, so that will be the area, and that is the velocity. Now putting these discharge, mean Q is equal to AV, so you will find out with the discharge. So that is the result, B, D, and Q. Okay, so this was all about the design based on the Kennedy theory, which we have discussed. Okay, we have discussed the types of the canal and the cross-section components and the design of the canal based on the Kennedy theory. Okay, thank you.